Hi, Telly. Long time no see.
Hello,
Hello,
teacher.
teacher. Yeah, so how's your life going?
It's okay. It's go well.
Oh, it's going well. Well, that's great. Do you know that for today we're going to learn a new book?
Oh,
Yes. Uh, yeah. Are you informed?
no. Oh, but I think in the old book, can you believe it? We haven't done with it yet.
Yeah, that's right. We haven't finished it yet. But your mom just messaged me early in the morning. What time did she message me? Yeah, early in the at almost 9 a.m. your time. She messaged me to teach you this book instead. So, of course, I'll just follow what your mom tells me to do. Yes. However, um she just sent me the audio for this material 1 minute before our class. And as you witnessed, I had a student before you. So that means I haven't downloaded, I'm still currently downloading the audio. So for today, hold on, let me see if it's already ready. Yeah, it's not here. So for today, is it possible just to learn with this book without the audio yet?
Yes.
Yes, because I still have to familiarize the sequence of the audio so that our class will go well. Okay, don't worry, Sally, because this book is so much easier than the previous material that we learned
Okay.
for the last 2 weeks. Yeah, it's just travel English. So you know that when we say travel English, we are going to learn words or phrases that are actually useful whenever we travel in a foreign countries or English speaking countries. And yes, before, if you're going to compare it, that what's that material called that we learned 2 weeks ago?
Can you believe it?
Yeah, so that material, can you believe it, was very focused on the idioms that can be used in our daily conversation. Okay, and learning some um, short texts that I'm not really sure if those short texts happened in real life, but yeah, because I haven't verified it yet. And learning some short text where at the end we can get some moral about it. So, all right. So here, Um, in this material, Sally, there are actually many parts. So there are how many? Like I think 3 to 5 parts for every unit. But in this book, it's not called unit because there's an audio. So it's like track one, track two, track three. So for every track, it's like 1 unit. So in every unit, there are like 3 to 5 parts. So the first part is vocabularies. So in this book, it is called key language here. Oh, there are 5 key features of this book. So key language, you know that in key language, we'll be learning some phrases or vocabularies that are useful whenever we travel. Okay. Then
Yes.
part two, images that will actually help you to easily remember the words and phrases that we learn. Then we will practice with a dialogue where you will complete some blanks in here together with the words that we just learned. Then we have some topic areas like that, then useful expressions. So are you ready to start with this new book, Sally?
Yes.
Okay. So the first content, this is track one. The setting is we are at the airport. Okay, so of course you are familiar with what an airport looks like. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, now let me ask you, what is an airport, Sally?
Airport is the place that the plane like we travel we go to the airport and we go somewhere by plane. It's the place where the plane take off.
That's right. So, how many times have you ever been in an airport?
Oh, just one time when I was young.
Ah, all right. So, yes, it's good because you've experienced being in an airport already. So, I hope that, oh, like, how old were you back then when you were there?
I think 5 or 6 years old. It's a long time ago.
Ah, all right. So, well, that's great because you've traveled already and you've been to an airport. It's just that maybe your experiences when you were at the airport is not clear now because it was a
Yes,
very long time ago. And of course, when you were just like 5 or 6, the things that you can only remember are the good things, not the terrible experiences that your parents experienced at the airport. Yes. Okay. Now here, Sally, um what are some ways, oh no, I'm not gonna ask you that question because you were just 5 years old. So here, without, I mean, for this unit, let's immediately move on with part one. So we'll be learning about some basic words at that are related at the airport. So we have your airport, just like what you said, it's a place where the plane takes off. And this is the place that we go to whenever we have booked a flight. Okay, second,
yes.
aeroplane or airplane. Okay, so since you've said that you've been into our airport once, that also means that you've flown a plane once too in your life, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Sally, tell me your experience when you ride a plane.
I think it was a great experience because I really like to fly. And when I was young, I used to dream that I have wings so that I can fly around the world.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, the way you think, I could just say that you're very idealistic. You are also imaginative with the way you think. Because when I was young, I've never dreamed about flying. Yeah. Have you ever considered being a flight attendant one day?
No, I just want to be a pilot. When I was young,
Wow.
yes, but now I don't want to do it anymore because I think it's very difficult to do, and mostly pilot are boys.
Oh, actually, there are many pilots, not really many, but there are pilots who are women. And you know what?
Yes,
They're very cool. Whenever I see a pilot that is a woman, I'm like, wow, she's so hot,
yes.
she's so amazing, and she's so cool. And there is no thing such as difficult and impossible to do whenever it is part of your dream. No matter how hard your dream is, you would always do it as long as you believe in your dreams. Yes, and who knows, one day you'll be the pilot. But yeah, if you're just a normal passenger, so you won't be able to see the pilot. But you can hear the pilot saying, "Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to flight blah blah blah. This is your captain blah blah blah." So that means that's the pilot speaking. But it's very rare to see the pilot's face. All you can see is the flight attendants, the cabin crew, like that. Okay. So here, Sally, there are actually so many issues about the plane, especially when we are going to relate it to the environment. They would say that, oh, we shouldn't use plane at all because of the carbon that it releases to the air, and it is actually harmful to the environment. So why do you think that airplane travel still remains popular even though that there are so many environmental concerns about it?
I think because plane is a very convenient form of transport, like like we go somewhere very far, we can go by plane. It's quicker than by car or by train, and it's also more convenient. Especially sitting on the plane, looking through the window is so amazing. The scenery we can see like the whole city and also the cloud, the sky.
Yes, that's right. It's a very great experience whenever that you see the clouds, how how high are you from the bottom like that. And I can still remember then it when it was my very first time flying in an airplane, I did not sleep for the whole duration of my flight because I just enjoyed even though that because I traveled in the morning and that was the very first time that I was in an airplane. Some and most of the passengers are actually closing their windows, but me, despite the sunshine or how bright the sunshine reflects directly to my face, I was still, wow, the clouds are so amazing. I was so ignorant back then because it was my first time. I really enjoyed the clouds, and I was also thinking how how what do people feel if they're just flying in the clouds. But I couldn't picture out myself being in the clouds flying without the airplane because that's not possible. And when that time happened, I was a college student like that. And it was my very first time being in an airplane at like I think 18 years old. Yeah. And I was alone. That's how brave I was. But of course, I was already in a legal age to travel by my own. Okay, so yes, Sally, like just like what you said, it's convenient and it is the fastest way of traveling, especially long distance places. Yeah. And also, this is the most common transportation used whenever you travel internationally, like from one country to different country. Okay, so thank you for answering my question, Sally. So now we have the third word in here. It says baggage or luggage. So here, when we say baggage and luggages, those are like big, big suitcases that we can put all our clothes. Baggage and luggage are just the same. It's just that when we say, oh, suitcase, that means it has some wheels and it looks like this. But baggages can be a hand carry bag like that, or anything where we can just put some of our things whenever we travel. Yes. Okay, so whenever that you travel locally or I domestically or internationally, Sally, what kind of bag do you bring?
I always bring a suitcase because it's big, so I can put my clothes, like everything, my own items in it. It's more useful than a normal bag. And
That's
the
right.
suitcase also have wheels, so it's not heavy to bring.
Yes, that is correct. Is just that okay? When I travel, I would bring one suitcase that is 20 kilogram only. Yeah. Like the smallest suitcase. Then I will also have like a small bag, a sling bag where I can put my essentials just like phone, the passport.
Yes,
Because whenever you are at the airport, it's not convenient to open the suitcase there, then get your essentials such as money like that. That is why
yes,
I have like a little bag along with me whenever I travel. So that all the things that are not essential, I will just put still essential, but not essential when you are at the airport. Because sometimes we forget, oh, where is my passport? I have to open the suitcase. And sometimes we forget to put back the things. And we know that whenever we are at the airport, it's like the most stressful days of your life because your time's limited. You have to be mindful with your boarding time. But don't worry, as we go along with this unit, you will learn many more phrases. So let's just focus with the phrases instead. So here, Sally, we have taxi. So I know that you're familiar with a taxi because it's just
yes,
a public transportation that passengers use whenever they're locals or tourists, but most tourists are actually the fan of taxis because locals don't use taxis because of the fees or because of maybe it's not expensive, but there's what we call price difference than using at price price difference when they're using um other ways of transportation. Yeah. Okay, so how do you compare taxis and some ride sharing services, Sally? Are you familiar with ride sharing services?
No.
Oh, like what app do you use in your country where you can book someone to drive you? For example, here, let me give you an example. Here in our country, we have this Grab services. We will download an app, Grab. It's called Grab. And when you open your app in your mobile phone, you can just book um a car to drive you to where you want to go. For example, me, oh, I am now at the airport, but I'm traveling domestically. When we say domestically, it's just a local travel, just around in your country. I don't have anyone to drive me to my destination. So I will open my Grab. I will look for a car there. And I have so many options. In my Grab, you can actually choose a car that it's only you alone without other passengers. And we also have what's this? I forgot the term. Ride sharing. This one, ride sharing. Ride sharing vehicles. Or I can also book this car along with other passengers that are only limited to 3 to 5 people. Okay. But there are also other ride sharing vehicles that is open to the public, such as bus, jeepneys. I'm not sure if you're familiar with jeepneys like this one, jeepneys. I think this is very common here in our capital city. It is actually a Philippine vehicle like this transportation where it is open for the public. It's cheaper than the taxi. So this is another example of ride sharing vehicle. Like literally, it is a transportation that will let you go to your destination along with other people. So it's just that um, when you reach your destination, you can just say, okay, so I will, hold on, I've arrived at my destination now. Then this will stop. Then you just have to pay like that. So it's not private, but a public vehicle. And also, yeah. So going back to my question, Sally, I forgot already. Like, how are you going to compare taxis and ride sharing services in your country when it comes to its convenience or maybe safety too?
Mm, I think ride sharing in my country is not very popular.
Ah, okay.
We usually go by taxi.
By taxi. Um, what other mode of transportations do Vietnamese use?
What?
What other mode of transportations do you guys use in your country?
We usually go by taxi or motorbike. Motorbike
All right.
is the most common form of transportation. But usually nowadays, most houses, most families already have their own car, their own family car.
Yeah, that's right. And that's true that in Vietnam, motorbikes are common. Yes. Um, what about buses, Sally? Do you have bus there or even like subway, trains?
We have subway train too, but just some places, not every place, because most people they go by car or airplane instead of train or subway. Bus is also popular when people like most people they don't have car and when they want to go to their hometown or they go on holiday with their families but they don't have the car, they will book a bus.
Ah, all right. So yes, a bus is a perfect example for a ride-sharing vehicle. Yes, because you are with other people and it's not only you. So if we are going to compare a taxi to a bus, which is a ride-sharing vehicle, so taxi is more convenient and it will actually, you will actually reach your final destination in a short manner of time or in a short period of time. Compared to the bus, it makes a lot of stops whenever the
Yes,
passenger will say, okay, I'll just stop here, like that. So that is the difference. But of course, when it comes to the cost, ride sharing vehicle is a way cheaper than the taxi.
of course.
Yes. All right. So here, Sally, we have the fourth word, which is hand luggage or carry-on bag. So what does this mean, Sally?
It's like the luggage that we just hold it portable. Like handbag is also an example of hand luggage.
That's right. And do you know, Sally, that whenever you book a flight and you have a carry-on bag, of course it's a carry-on, so you can just carry it along with you when you are inside the plane. And this is also
Yes.
similar with the cabin bag, like this one, cabin bag. If you're gonna ask me what is a cabin, okay, if you can remember when you were inside the plane, there was actually a place where passengers can store their bags
Oh
on the top.
yes.
So that is the cabin. So your bag, if it's big enough to put in a cabin, then we can put it in a cabin. So that is why carry-on bag is also called a cabin bag. And okay, maybe some passengers would say, "Oh, I'll just have a carry-on bag so that I will not pay for the extra charges." Actually, every airlines has a rule when it comes to how many kilograms are you going to carry with you in that bag. So most of the time, you are only allowed 7 kilograms to bring in your carry-on bag. If you exceed more than 7 kilograms, then that way you have to pay for your excess bag. Okay, so that is actually the common limit here in my country. But it depends. If you travel locally, so 7 kilogram is the limit with your carry-on bag. If you travel internationally, just like with me when I went to Thailand, I was allowed to carry 21 kilogram, like that. So I paid for it. It's free, but it cannot be carried. You can carry it actually if you travel internationally. So I'm not sure with other countries because regulations changes now and then. Okay. So here we have a boarding card. Okay, this term is actually kind of outdated. Yes. Right now, people at the airport will call it boarding pass. Can I see your
Oh yeah.
boarding pass? Like that. So it's like this is the thing that you have to show the personnel at the airport so that you will be allowed to board along with other passengers. If you don't have this one, then sorry, you cannot take your flight. Yes, that's why
Yes.
it's very important. So because of technology, most passengers don't have boarding card because they will not print it out anymore. All they have to do is take a screenshot of their boarding pass on their phone, then save the QR code, then just show it to the personnel, like that.
Yes.
They will show it like, okay, where's your boarding pass? all right, here it is. Then they will scan the QR code and voila, you're ready to go. Yeah, you don't have to have a physical paper with your boarding pass. Okay, then what can we see on the boarding pass? You can see the passengers information, basic information, just like your name, the time for your flight, the time of your boarding time, the date that you will travel, what else? Like, where are you traveling to? Like that. And also your boarding gate. So don't worry about that term. We'll learn that later. So we also have baggage carousel. So
Oh.
if you can remember, once you arrive at the airport, when the plane took off at the airport, so you will now go to the lounge, to the airport lounge. Then you'll be like, oh, I have to get my other bag. When I say other bag, that is not a carry-on bag. Yes. So for
It's like
example, if you have,
suitcase.
yes, like the big suitcase that you have traveled with you. So you cannot take it with you inside the plane. So you have to be next to the baggage carousel because it will actually run on its own. Then all the big suitcases will be there. So you just have to wait. Okay, so you have to you have to be mindful of what color your suitcase is because at the airport there are so many passengers and there are many suitcases that look similar to each other. So you'll be like, oh, that's mine. Then if you can see yours, then you can immediately get it, or else you will run along with it because it's like we let me show you a picture of a baggage carousel. It actually has some rolling things that makes your bags roll like this. Baggage carousel. Like this one, Sally. Oh, well done. Like
Oh.
this. This one, this is what I meant by the rolling thing. So this will actually roll ding, like that. Then also if
Yes.
your bag is here, your bag will turn here. So you really have to pay attention to it, or else your bag will also go there, then go here again. So you will be wasting your time at the airport like that. So this is the baggage carousel. Okay. Then next we have the passport. Very important whenever we travel
Yes.
internationally. Do you have a passport already? Do you have a passport yet?
Yes.
Is it renewed?
What?
Um, because when the last time that you traveled internationally was you were just 5 or 6 years old. Yeah. And how old are you now, Sally?
Now, on Wednesday, I will be 13.
Oh, wow. Good because I asked. That way I can greet you on Wednesday. All right. So it has been like 7 years ago. So most
Yeah.
passports has 10 years validity, or um the passports will also expire. So when I ask you the question, is it renewed? Did you renew your passport or is it expired already?
I don't know because maybe it's a long time ago, so I can't use it anymore. Maybe next time when I go by plane, the next time I will ask my parents to renew it again.
That's right. So let's take a look at this passport in here. So this is a Canadian passport. So in your passport, you can see your name, the pictures of yours, your birthday, where do you live, like that, and it has some date issue. Look at this one, date of issue. When was your passport given to you, or when did you apply for it? Say we have
Oh,
January 14, 2023. So that's the issuance of your passport. Then below it, it also has expiration date. So this will tell you how many year or what day or what time your passport will expire. So that means if the date is January 14, 2033, and we are now 2035, then that means you can no longer use your passport. That is why it is important when you try to look at your passport, you'll be like, oh, my passport already expired like last year. You have to renew it like that, especially if you have some future travel plans. Okay, so this
Yes.
is what a passport looks like. So it actually, every country has a different feature of their passport, but the basic informations are the same. The name, the passport number, like that. Okay. And most passports have 10 years validity. You can use your passport for 10 years. Okay. So Sally, it's already time. So do you have any questions before we can end this session?
No.
Yes. So what are your thoughts about this book, Sally? Do you like learning with it?
Yes, because I can see that there are many useful phrases. Some I know, but some I don't know yet, and maybe I will take note of it and study the meaning it later.
Yes, and you know what's best about it? When you travel one day, you'll be like, "Oh, this is the thing that teacher AM told me," like that, and you'll be more familiar. Ah, okay. So whenever you go to the English speaking country, you'll be like, "Oh, I know that one, Mom. That's a baggage carousel." Yes, but of course you have your own term for it in Vietnamese, like that. So anyway, Sally, thank you so much for joining our session today. I hope you learned something and see you tomorrow. Goodbye, Sally.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye.